revealing that secret name of Yeshua that's been so zealously guarded over all these years, a name that was told to me in a whisper by the rabbi who taught me. A whisper when he went like that. And he said, now you know, and now you don't say. There's a saying in Hebrew that goes like this, Eilish yodim, lo omrim. The Eilish omrim, lo yodim. It means those who know, don't say. And those who say, don't know. Simple. And that's been the point that has kept us all these years. But how can I give to you some proof? Not just my words. Oh, sure, you go and say, look, let me talk to Rabbi so-and-so, let me talk to this one, let me talk to that one, and ask if what I heard from this crazy rabbi in the desert, if it's true, if he's just talking out of the top of his kippah, his yarmulke. And the answer is, you don't have to run. I'll show you why you're here. Then you can run. At least you'll run with some knowledge. You know, when you're running for the goalpost, it's good to have the football. Right? What's the point of running for the goalpost if you don't have the football? Don't score. Okay. Now, if my faithful cameraman will come in on my book, I will hold it up, and I'll show you something. A very kind and wonderful rabbi in Israel. I'm not going to mention his name because he didn't give me permission to give his name on this tape, on this videotape. But it's a gift, and I can tell you that the book is a very kosher book, and the book happens to be the prayer book for Rosh Hashana. We call it the Machzor, and it happens to be in the Musaf, or the tradition of the Ashkenazic, the European Jewry, or Western Jewry, rather than Eastern Jewry, although the same thing appears as well in the Eastern tradition. I just happen to have an Ashkenazic tradition book here. The book, by the way, so that you'll know, I'll turn to the first page so that you can see. It's called Machzor Rabbah, and it's for Rosh Hashana, and it's Musaf Ashkenaz, and it's printed by what's called Musaf Sparim Eshkol Yerushalayim, by the publishing house of Eshkol of Jerusalem. And that's the title. Now, there comes a time during Rosh Hashana that we blow the shofar, the ram's horn. Many of you know it, many of you may even have heard it. I happen to blow it here, and it's something that one will never forget once he experiences that. But during the time of the blowing of the ram's horn, there is a little prayer that we say in between the various sets of soundings. The first set of sounds of the shofar is called Tashrat. In Hebrew we make a combination. It's like NATO, which is the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, right? Well, here we have Tashrat, which is Tkiyah, Shvarim, Truah, and Tkiyah. And I won't go into all of that, what it means. Enough to say it's called Tashrat. There are very deep meanings behind all those tones, but we won't have the opportunity or the time to go into it now. The prayer that we say between the first set of soundings and the second set of soundings, which you see here, is this prayer, and I'm going to read it to you as I point to it. It says, Yi ratzon milfanah, and I'll translate. May it be your desire, your will before you, talking to Hashem, to God. Shetkiyat tashrat, that the blowing, the sounding of tashrat, sha'anachnu tokim, that we are blowing, Tehei merukemet, will be interwoven, b'yiriyah, in the fabric, in the curtains of heaven, if you will. Al yedei hamumnei, by the hand of the monitor, by the hand of the one who's in charge, the supervisor. Tartiel, that's the name of one of the angelic supervisors in the heavenly sphere. Kashem, like the name, Shekibalta, which you received, Al Yedei, by the hand of Eliyahu, Elijah, Zichrono Lebracha, Zal, Zichrono Lebracha, of blessed memory, Notice this very clearly and carefully. The Yeshua and Yeshua. Yeshua. Here is the name that I spoke of. The name which you have received, Yeshua, so we give him the title. And right after that, the title is called Sar ha-Panim, the prince, the minister of the face, meaning the face of Hashem. In other words, this one called Yeshua is no less given the title of the very reflection of the insides, the Panim, the insides, the face, Panim, of God. And we utter his name during the between the first and second set of soundings of the shofar, of the ram's horn. Now, let me finish the prayer. The Sar Metatron, and also the minister Metatron. That, by the way, is sometimes used as another name for the name Yeshua. It means the guide of the way, Metatron. U'temalei aleinu, and fill us up, Barachamim, with your mercies. Baruch atah, blessed are you, Ba'al Barachamim, he who possesses all mercies. All right? We have now uttered the name during the time of the sounding of the shofar. But we have one final prayer that we must say, which relates to that prayer I just read to you. And after we have sounded the final set of soundings in this portion of the service, we then refer to the final little prayer, and it says this: Ubchen, accordingly, Yehi ratzon milpanecha, may it be your desire before you. This stands for the name of God. We won't say it, we'll say Hashem. Elokeinu, our God. Velokei Avotenu, and God of our fathers. Sheya'alu elu, that these should ascend, which Hamalachim, the messengers, should ascend. Hayotzim min ha-shofar, that have gone out from the shofar. Umin ha-Tkiya, and from the Tkiya, one of the notes we have sounded. Umin ha-Shvarim, also a note. Umin ha-Tuah, a note. Umin ha-Tashrat, Umin Tashat, Umin Tarat, the three soundings, three sets of soundings. Lifnei chisech modecha, that the name, remember the name that we have called out, that it should go before your throne of glory. Vayamlitzu, and that these names should recommend, in the name of Yeshua, Tov, goodness, ba'adenu, in our behalf. Lechaper, in order to atone, al kol chatotenu, in order to atone for all our sins. So the last prayer says that we call upon the name of Yeshua that it may atone for all our sins. Now I want you to understand very clearly that I did not write this prayer, and I did not publish this book, and I did not write this book. This book was written by rabbis long ago, and this prayer cannot be taken out of this prayer book, not by me and not by any other rabbi. Even if a rabbi desired to extract it, he could not. Not if he's an Orthodox and observant rabbi who goes by rabbinical halakha, because he's bound by what we call the word and the prayers of Chazal. Chazal means Chachamenu Zichrono Levracha, our wise men of blessed memory. And what Chazal has put in, we are of insufficient authority to remove.